Doubles and Coffee, no official final results from the EBC, but preliminary results. And they show some very critical information. And we shall continue to correct the record each and every time, because the PNM fake news media will not be allowed to lie and create false narratives on KAMLA Prasad Visesa this time around. So false narrative. Low voter turnout, says the PNM Guardian. No, voter turnout for the United National Congress was extremely high, and its coalition partners, 334,000 plus another 9,000 with PEP, plus another 7,000 with COP, for a total of nearly 350,000, up from 309,000. That's an incredible high turnout for the UNC. Now, there was also 21,000 for Patriotic Front and 5,000 for Gary Griffithing. Now, the PNM's voter turnout was low. Now, the Douglas is very, when I'm analyzing, I try to compensate for my bias, because I believe in KAMLA Prasad Visesa, the United National Congress, and all of our team to run this country and to create jobs, to make us safer and to move the country forward. So I have to always be careful to monitor my bias. So when I was analyzing the suppression of the PNM vote, I used the lowest figure possible, 8%. But I knew that it could go up to about 22-25%. But I didn't want to base my words and my action and my spirit and my attitude on that. So I took the most pessimistic view, an 8% drop in PNM voter turnout because of the hatred for Keith Christopher Rowley, because of his arrogance and his lies, and his selection of Stuart Small-Pin Young, who the PNM masses hated more than Rowley. Well, the numbers show a whopping 33.33% decrease in the PNM voter turnout. PNM voter turnout was at 66 2/3% of what it was in 2020. It was decimated. It was worse than even the best prediction that I could have made. It was worse. It shows that the population, including PNM people who were savvy and were getting the truth, was sick and tired of the rich getting richer, sick and tired of Stuart Richard Young, sick and tired of Keith Rowley, sick and tired of the pathological lies. 100,000 votes less for the PNM. So PNM voter turnout was low. Guardian, PNM media. Next thing, MICKELA Pandey. Isn't it ironic? There was a recount yesterday in Malabar Mausika. The United National Congress and the Coalition of Interest, before the recount took place, lost that seat by 144 votes. I have reports that Patriotic Front took 745 votes, meaning that had Patriotic Front not come in to play PNM spoiler, that seat and San Fernando East, which is under a recount now, would have gone to the United National Congress. Now, why is that critical, MICKELA Pandey? Because as it stands now, if everything remains the same, you have 26 seats for KAMLA Prasad Visesa and the UNC. You have 2 seats for the TPP and Tobago, and the PNM has 13. What does that do? That means that KAMLA Prasad Visesa as Prime Minister missed the opportunity by 1 seat of being able to bring sweeping constitutional reform. Bastio Pandey's last wish, his last wishes, every time he opened his mouth, was that constitutional reform is needed. Constitutional reform, constitutional reform. And you, MICKELA Pandey, because of your spoiler, your pop-up, your PNM financing, your bareback man that I can't hear him dancing and saying how much he loved Stuart Young like hog love mud, you have removed that opportunity that KAMLA Prasad Visesa now will have to try to convince a PNM, which is nearly impossible, to vote for constitutional reform. You, MICKELA Pandey, have ensured that your father's dying wish, your father's last wish, your father's legacy of politics, your father's dream, your father's goal may not ever happen because you got in an election as a spoiler, as a just come, as a pop-up. So you have to sit down and live with that. Because Malabar Mausika could have come to the UNC. San Fernando East could have come to the UNC, giving the UNC 28 seats. And just discussion and negotiation and talking with sensible people in Tobago, that could have been 30. And sweeping constitutional reforms to save this country that Bastio Pandey fought for, wanted for, agitated for, desired, is not possible because of you, MICKELA. Short pants, Gary boy. Let me done that now. Stop talking now. Because we're not playing games again. All this old talk, but you ain't want no tassa, no support. You had no support like an old Bartex. And imagine, your bad talk, Pep and so on. PEP only went in 1 or 2 seats and get 9,600 votes. You went in 16 seats and get 5,000 votes. Lost all your deposit. So just be quiet and stop attacking KAMLA and so on. We know that won't happen. You keep talking. You keep trying to go and see if you could get into the new PNM administration. To the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we must now continue to look for truth in policy. Look, for example, Chamber of Industry and Commerce, KAMLA ain't swearing yet. She's supposed to swear in maybe tomorrow because the EBC taking its time to give official results. President House with a PNM president taking its time to organize. No big thing. KAMLA will be sworn in and the population will pay attention. You come in to put KAMLA under pressure. Handle the foreign exchange situation. Handle the crisis quickly. Quickly, KAMLA. Listen, take a deep breath. Because this government will be run on fairness, not arrogance, and not bullying. You didn't tell Rowley that for 9.5 years. You didn't tell Imba that when he fired Jawala Rambaran, because Jawala Rambaran back in 2015 was trying to say and alert the population to the risks and dangers of only certain people getting the foreign exchange. Or you stayed quiet. You stayed quiet for 9.5 years as the foreign exchange crisis got worse. 2017, when your credit cards went down from 50,000 to 25,000, and your second card went down from 20,000 to 10,000, and then up to 2025, when your second credit card went down to 100 US. Under Rowley and the PNM, you stayed quiet. So kindly be fair, because KAMLA, as you can see, will not be bullied by anyone. They try to bully KAMLA. They try to beat up KAMLA. They try to lie on KAMLA. They put the PNM media on KAMLA. The PNM TV stations on KAMLA. They attack KAMLA on PNM radio stations like Tony Chowlinan. I see you going quiet there, Tony Chowlinan, Mr. PNM, Mr. Abuser of the UNC. Oh, you clean out your profile now? Let me tell you something. This country must be moved on merit, on fairness, on truth. The media must reposition itself to be bringers of truth. Ask hard questions, get the truth. But these purveyors of lies and propaganda must be dealt with. So to the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, KAMLA said she would deal with that. KAMLA will deal with it. So take a deep breath and treat KAMLA fairly. You couldn't say a word against Rowley and Stuart Young. So really and truly, I can't talk for KAMLA, you know. I go talk for me, the Douglas. Anytime all you open your mouth, I will remind you of how you stayed quiet as the PNM decimated our economy, bankrupted our country, attacked the Auditor General, $2.6 billion could not be found, tried to go to the Privy Council, spend $1 billion wasting on witch hunts. I will remind you that you stayed quiet. Okay, so operate in the same vein is what I'm saying. Don't think because KAMLA is there and KAMLA is a woman and KAMLA who is not PNM and don't bully people, that she will be bullied. She's stronger than all of them put together. She put Rowley in his place. She put Stuart Young in his place. She put all of them in their place. And to Dickon or whatever your name is in the Police Welfare Association. Well, first of all, as a president of a welfare association, you should have said congratulations to the new Prime Minister and telling her about keep her word. KAMLA Persad keeps her word. She did when she was 2010, 2015. She runs a country with love and respect. She gave police officers back pay and benefits, pension and stipend. KAMLA Persad will do her job. You who have been licking K-Packs of the PNM, slow your roll, take your licks like a man, and don't feel you coming to bully we, Mr. Police Welfare Association. In fact, you set up your whole membership. So I don't know when your election due, but you might have a cocktail coming like Rowley and Stuart Young. So don't try to play you pressure. KAMLA loves people. KAMLA cares about people. KAMLA cares about workers. KAMLA will get in there and get to work to help people, to put resources for the people. Don't play you playing hero, boy. Slow your roll. Bless.